Get ready for a wave of pension changes. Seriously, there is a pension crisis on the horizon. I'll explain in just a second. My name is Mike Bernard. I am the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners and owners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, let me give you a scenario here. Say you've worked really hard and you've got money saved up in your retirement accounts, but you've also got $1 million in an account set aside over here, okay? And that $1 million at retirement, you're drawing Social Security, you're drawing a little money out of your retirement, and then that $1 million you've got invested in individual bonds that are earning on average about 4% in interest. So $1 million earning 4%, that's $40,000 of income that you're getting off of that. Added to your Social Security, say you and your spouse totals maybe $30,000 of Social Security, and then you're drawing another $20,000 or $30,000 out of your other retirement accounts. So you've got a nice, healthy retirement income of around $100,000. Well, that $1 million that you've saved up, that's earning 4% in those bonds are starting to mature, and you've got to reinvest them in new bonds. Can you find 4% interest rate from a bond today? No, you cannot. You're reinvesting those bonds at 1.5% or 2% interest rate. Now, instead of having this $1 million earn you $40,000 a year, it's now only earning you $20,000 a year. What are you going to do? Now, some of you are thinking, well, geez, that person, this scenario, they've saved up a lot of money. So, hey, too bad for them. They've still got $1 million that they can draw from. What about pensions? I mean, that person who's got that $1 million, that is a problem. They've worked hard, they've saved up for their entire lifetime, decades and decades and decades. You could rely on interest rates. Geez, bond interest rates used to be 8%, 6%. Now they've beaten all the way down to 4%. Certainly that's a safe number. And now we're looking at 2% interest on investment grade quality bonds. That is outrageous. How is anyone able to retire and get retirement income if interest rates are that low? And guess what? There is a high likelihood that low interest rates like this will persist for a long, long time. So if that's you or you're in a similar situation, you have got to be doing comprehensive financial planning, because your options there are, well, do I just live on less money, which is budgeting, and that's not really fun to do, especially if you've worked really hard and you're in retirement. Your second option is, well, I can start drawing out principal. I can start eroding my principal to offset this lower income. Maybe that works for you. It's not ideal. None of these are ideal options. Maybe that works for you, maybe it doesn't. You've got to look at your overall financial plan. What's another option? You could take more risk. If high quality investment grade bonds are now only earning 2% instead of 4%, maybe you increase risk and go high yield bonds, or you go real estate or preferred investments. I don't know. I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying the answer of what your trade-off is exists within the context of a comprehensive financial plan working with your CFP. So that's your action item if you're someone that's been building up and looking to build this big nest egg to then draw interest off of in retirement. You've got a problem right now that you've got to solve. Now, that's not many of you, but let me make the problem bigger. If you have a pension, and I'm not talking about, well, you've worked for this great company and they had this pension benefit, so, you're really, really blessed. Yes, that's true, but what about states as well? What about local municipalities? What about teachers? Any pension is under attack right now. I'm not talking about the volatility in the stock market, okay? Pensions and these huge endowments, they've got lots of sophisticated risk management tools, just like we do, to help manage that risk. I'm talking about this same interest rate crisis. If a pension company has, X number, 1,000 former employees that are now retired that are earning their pension income, then that pension fund has to have a certain amount of money invested earning a fixed interest rate in order to pay those pension payments. If those fixed interest rates were assumed at 4% or 5%, then they can make those pension payments, no problem. You receiving your pension check, no problem. But if now those interest rates aren't 4 or 5%, they're 2%, are they still going to be able to make that same pension payment to you that they've promised you and that they've guaranteed to you? No, they will be faced with those same choices. Do we start eroding our principal, meaning the pension fund is bankrupt? Do we take more risk, making it more susceptible to volatility on Wall Street? Not a good time to do that. Or do they send you a notice, like my client received this morning, saying, sorry, your pension is being cashed out. You're allowed to take this money and manage it yourself, or we will pay you a fraction of what you expected to get paid in retirement. We'll start that payment now. More and more companies that have had a pension are canceling it. They're going to be sending out these letters in waves saying, listen, we can't, basically here's what that letter says. We can't figure it out. We based all these promises on competitive interest rates, and interest rates have gone to the floor. We can no longer make that promise to you. So we were managing this money for you. Here, you take it. You take this money and manage it. And if you don't want to manage it, we'll send you a small monthly amount for the rest of your life. And you're going to have to decide what to do with that money and have to make a great decision. Work with your certified financial planner. Look at all 6 areas of your financial life and make a great decision. What if you're already receiving a pension? Like many of you, my mom was a teacher in the same classroom for 34 years. She's been receiving a pension. Same problem exists. Now, I'm not calling my mom. She's probably going to be watching this video and telling her, Mom, start getting worried, your pension might not be safe. But in reality, guys, that is the truth. These pension companies, you're getting a paycheck, a promise, and you're not worried about the risk. But on the other side of that paycheck, the person sending that pension check to you, whether you're a police officer, a teacher, whatever, someone is managing that pension amount, managing that pension fund. And if they've been basing it on certain interest rates, your pension is now at risk and is in trouble. I sure hope there's enough aid, there's enough adjustment, and we're in a economic climate where where these tough choices can be navigated so that you're not needing to sacrifice. But my warning would be, if you're already receiving a pension, there is a chance that that pension payment could be reduced. There is. Again, work with your certified financial planner. Talk about what are the options. I've had that discussion with my parents. Well, if there's an adjustment here, we're going to need to make this change in your overall financial life. So they're prepared. Would it be a terrible day if they got that notice? Hey, Mom, your pension was this amount. It's now going to be this. That would be awful news. That would be awful news. But we've been planning, and we wouldn't be devastated financially. We'd be mad, disappointed, frustrated, but not financially devastated if that happened because we've planned ahead. Work with your certified financial planner. If you've got a pension, if you're earning a pension, if you were promised one day to have a pension, work with your certified financial planner. Because if you were promised a pension, you're going to get this letter. They're not going to keep it around. If you're just about to retire and you're about to turn on your pension, get ready for them to make a decision. And if you're already drawing a pension, just at least prepare. Run through the scenario. What happens if this pension amount goes down? All right. If you need to work with a certified financial planner to talk about how this could impact you, you can always reach out to our team. Find us online, corehorn.com. That's Corehorn with a K. Or send us an email, info@corehorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.